Just want to see if... Okay, cool. Sound is working. My mic is working. Cool. Let's play. Where the fuck was I last time? Oh, I needed to ask Evgrat some questions, right? I've got a level up. So you can wake me up. Wake me up inside. Tell me I'm alright. Bonuses from thoughts. Okay, hang on. Do I want to unlock a new slot, or do I want a skill point? What are y'all thinking? The karaoke actually really spoke to me, but I also understand how for some people it might cause dysphoria. I've done enough voice training that I don't mind putting myself out there. But that's a me thing. I know that voice training just isn't for everyone, and it's also really hard. Gotta enjoy it for me. Hell yeah, we'll enjoy it for you, Snarky. Absolutely. I feel like rhetoric level up would be cool. I don't know. Alright, let's get another thought. That's what we'll do. Do some cleaning work. We'll be back in like half an hour to annoy you. Okay, Snarky! Internalize. Cool. Alright, I think if we journal. So you see the boardwalk. Okay. Oh, I could go pick up my dice as well.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
What's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Cavalsund crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Convincing it? Okay. I'm looking for a cell of underground communists. Can you help me? I have a few questions.
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
I know you plan to force them out with construction noise. Can I ask about you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry.
Yeah?
You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
That's it for now.
Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
I'm looking for a cell of underground communists. Can you help me?
Mr. Dubois, really? Do I look like a man who has time for underground communists? I'm as above ground as it gets.
He's got you there. You've got to be 10 or 12 meters up. At least that's all you're going to get out of him, it appears.
Now, was there anything else you wish to discuss today, Mr. Dubois?
He's got you there. That's all you...
Now,
Okay.
was there anything...
Okay. Cool.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines.
Hi.
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Yeah.
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
Okay.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people in scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then.
Fair.
People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot.
Got a dodge
I
chosen
just
man,
want
got a
you
dash.
to know
Okay.
there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
What's going on here?
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Okay.
There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
Has anyone told you why you need to change the covers? What's underneath these red covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
Looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
They are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
What's underneath these red covers?
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Thanks.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where is everyone? The harbour is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation, for a week or so.
What trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
But what did they actually do? I feel like I'm supposed to talk to this guy
got a
early.
bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. Well, that's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
What kind of a fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
Nice.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
Okay.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Interesting.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Hold on, who is this Miss Beaufort you keep mentioning?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Ah,
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
I think you're doing a great job, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Are you Leo who wrote the notes to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
What's in the container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Leo, you seem to know everyone around here. I want to ask about someone.
Mr. Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Tell me about this Edgar guy you keep mentioning.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does. But a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revershaw, they say. All kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Everett's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
Tell me about Manana.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Everett sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Tell me about Measurehead.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that. Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some Union men. Heh, I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that.
Tell me about Titus.
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort, old Titus is.
Tell me about Evrat.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Evrat would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
Tell me about Renee.
The night guard. Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow. He's the strong, silent type, you could say. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down at the plaza. I think he's the only fellow who actually knows old Renee. They lived on the same street their entire lives, even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember.
Wait, Gus.
Fellows, Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember once.
Hold up, Gaston was your human studies teacher?
Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then.
Do you want to talk about something else?
Sure, mister.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Actually, if I put the pry bar in my hand, does it allow me to open those? I never thought about that. Oh, I see. Interesting, I didn't know that. I don't really have another hat, do I? Yeah, I'm not wearing that. Oh god, that's horrible. No, thank you.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Persuade the door to open.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Wait, why did my gift take forever to load? Hello, Mia. Mia Apocalypto? I think I know who that is, but hello. So, how's our favorite Leo? Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I don't know why my follower notification spazzed out like that, but thank you. How you doing? Dizai Damiba. I knew it was Damiba. How you doing? I figured you'd want to watch. So we can't... Returning from the flesh pits. Yeah, apparently Leo partied too hard that night. partied so much that she blacked out and got hung up by a St. Andrew's cross, which is fantastic. Okay, so what are we doing? Alright, I guess we ask about the borscht. Checks out. Is there anything else I can say to him?
Hola, wandering man. How can I help?
No. We've attempted to establish communism, Eva. Where are you in this game right now? We've discovered quite a lot. So we've discovered that the victim was shot and Titus and the boys hung him up as a ruse in order to protect Klasia. We know Klasia's real name, but I can't remember it because we're using Klasia. We're trying to discern where Ruby is because we think that Ruby might be the actual perpetrator. So that's where I'm at. And we're trying to establish communism.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
This feels like a really bad idea. Okay.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going now.
Yeah. True. True. I'm not fucking with that. Like, no.
Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more often.
Oh?
No, you shouldn't. You're an officer of the law.
Fuck yeah, motherfuckers!
That's the spirit. Never forget. The whole world's a wooden house, and you're a goddamn flamethrower.
You're in the good shit right now. Yeah, when the game started off, it started off really slow, and I wasn't, like, too invested. Oh, we also sang karaoke, which was amazing. Possibly one of my favorite experiences in this game was the karaoke moment. I failed awfully, but it was still very touching.
Wow. Just wow.
Did you fail the
hope
drama
you
check?
really
I did.
Enjoyed yourself up there. Had a cathartic experience. Because for the rest of us,
Yeah?
that really sucked.
You don't understand performance. Those high notes, I purposely shredded them to convey a strained, worn-out sadness. Exactly.
I get it. You were purposefully shit. So original. I'm not letting anyone up there again. Ever. Now what did you want?
But my bill.
Got the 20 real?
Yeah?
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Call me Yoko Ono, bitches. So another thing at the Whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
There may be something pertinent to the investigation in the
He
kitchen.
wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 PM because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Call me Yoko Ono, bitches. Yeah, it was fantastic. Klasia in room number 3 nicked the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He really doesn't like it being Klasia.
Yeah, I bet you didn't want it to be her.
What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Klasia.
Wow, she really isn't his taste. Her spell hasn't spread here.
Now, was there anything else? I have like 4,000... Yes? Do I have a shake?
He sounds irritated.
No, there's nothing here.
Am I wearing a little Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling? And
Oh, I've read it.
because I'm not a bar.
What you want is a goddamn drink. How is that so hard to understand?
He does sound
Play
irritated.
it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Fine. I've
Like
already
what?
spoken to him about that. I thought we would be able to talk to him about the borscht. Oh, I'm low on money. I should solve that problem.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
What's the borscht you're making in there? Pointed large pot.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and
He
then
does sound
seems to wait
irritated.
for you to
He's
speak.
he's fantastic. He's just what I wanted. Yes.
Horse need more vodka?
Oh, I see.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
I'll leave the cooking to you, Shrug. I have business.
The cook gives you a long, inspecting look, then shrugs too, and seems to wait for you to speak.
Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew
Horrific
of
necktie.
unfamiliar words
So
and
based.
lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
Do you know what's behind the door? Point to the blue door.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Can I just pry this door open? I'm starting to realize that if you're holding things, you're just able to do things.
You see a heavy steel door with the door does not budge.
Okay. So we can't do that. Cool. Oh, apparently, the special edition of this game, smoking is tricky because you have to hang on, let's see if I can figure it out. There's like oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. I figured it out. Smoking in the game because I don't smoke in real life. It's the closest I'll get. Okay. What am I doing? I have to get out that radiation somehow. Wait, but I found out. But I found out what was going on with the borscht. Do I have to actually make a decision?
The man ponders his cooking eat. The man says a couple of sentences in.
Okay, so it...
Vodka!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
No vodka. Got it.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Okay, interesting. So you actually do need to make a decision. Okay, interesting. Today starts in a man's handwriting. Interesting. Forfeited. Yeah, I didn't get the boots off the victim's feet, by the way. because I didn't want to lose trust with Kim. I could have taken them, but I would have lost trust with Kim, and I didn't want to do that. Okay. Can't wait to autism at you about this game once you finish it. Yeah, it's fantastic. Confront the pigs, get your gun back. Get yourself organized. Absolutely. I can pick up the dice, but I don't have enough real, so I need to get some real. Do I have anything else I can speak to Titus about?
It's you again. What is it?
Oh, we need to present into solid theory, so I need to actually upgrade my logic. I think I'm going to do that next. Needs to be as blind as possible. Yeah. I had to leave in the middle of solving the mystery at the beginning. Time to logic. So next thing we're upgrading is logic.
Hello, hello. Let me know if... Sure, let me have a look. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
God damn.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking
God damn.
of the projector!
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'm not selling the headless horn. We'll sell this. Perfect.
Another time, Pat.
No, this game is fantastic. Like, I've been having... But, like... So, like... One of the things that's really spoken to me is just how interesting it's been to piece together what's going on with Harrier. And then also, the murder mystery keeps getting, like, deeper in terms of plot. So there's just so much going on all the time in this game, and it's really cool. Also, the music is fantastic. Oh, I could have fast traveled here. I don't know why I didn't do that. I keep forgetting fast travel is a thing. The rust-eaten letters. Sea Power soundtrack. It's very pretty. The first time I heard this, I got really emotional.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody?
No one comes to mind.
You and the seagull are just alike.
Why am I like the seagull?
Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors.
Damn.
Eating burgers out of trash cans. Killing and eating pigeons.
That's actually a really good analogy.
No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters. Just like you.
Hold on, have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash?
You have. The body remembers.
Whatever it takes to survive, I am the seagull.
Own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand. Whatever it takes to keep going.
Generally some of my favorite stuff. Stay hobo, Harry. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I want to do.
The shaggy-haired girl.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us?
I'll be
With
alright.
the church, I mean. Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
Okay, so we need to upgrade empathy for that particular thing.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Love the church. I'm about to find out about the church store. How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
25% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I guess it wasn't very hardcore of us to just lock them in like that.
Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person. I'm not the one with the violence monopoly here. You are. I'm glad that key is out of my hands now.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved? Better safe than sorry. Anything else you can tell me?
Yes. There's also the machinery.
Okay.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Okay.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
Interesting.
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Non-human means a predator.
Interesting.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
I think they're doing some hella drugs.
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures, and not known.
The haunting body of capitalism for sure. Are you sure there was a crab man?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building.
Can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you. As if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Jacked up to some snuff
He
station?
means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting killed.
Crabman,
Jerked
yeah,
into it.
exactly.
Sick shit.
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff. We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
How can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument,
I'm
apparently.
70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you. Sure. What?
What's the deal with Egghead? I want to talk to him.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
How do you communicate with him? Don't worry, we get our violence porn from TV shows. Fair.
Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Yeah, it was kind of worrying, to be honest.
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
What do you mean by Meteoran? Hardcore to the mega!
You know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo.
What is Meteo?
A country on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla.
Okay.
One of the poorest of the first world nations today, but once a great ancient civilization. Capital Tilakos by Percentic.
But can you refresh my memory?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And
they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the Innocentic system, no?
Doesn't sound like they would appreciate... They sound like exactly the kind who would want a loud anodic music in their church, yeah.
You're right, they do.
The Pericarnassian Church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
Damn. I want to be Egghead in real life, to be honest. This man's on another level.
Unity. Unity.
Thank you, Egghead.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base.
No words, enjoy
as
the
if
beat.
testing the waters. Feels good.
I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Love is hardcore, Mitty. It is.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
I don't quite understand. What are you talking about? What's a posse?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you've got your cup posse, you look out for each other, and you party together. That's a posse.
That's a pussy. I mean, posse.
Where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world
Love,
is
posse,
silent.
make noise. You're right. How could I be the founding party of anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about love, and so's the Pericarnassian. Oh my god, that word. Pericarnassian. There we go. Jesus.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Interesting.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
Can't believe DA said plur.
I didn't want to say it, but it was
PLUR?
pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway,
I'm a
you've got
little
more
confused,
questions?
Mio. Could you enlighten me? There's a lot of information that gets thrown at me in this game, and
The
sometimes
one
I
with
can't
the
keep
large
up.
head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Yeah! Let it out!
Peace, love, unity. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a...
Get this church in on, and then dance there, motherfucker!
I didn't know that was a thing, actually. I didn't know that stood for peace, love, unity, respect. I wanted to ask about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it?
So you brought your own water.
Yeah,
Dance
yeah,
music
good
subcultures.
to have,
Fair.
lots to carry.
See, I'm not particularly into dance, like the dance music culture, so to speak. I like the dance music, but I'm not into the culture. You know, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't have known that. And it's distilled too.
Oh, it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
What's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
Points to the bottles of nasal spray. The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Okay, makes sense. Tell me about another thing.
Yes. What?
Alright.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Hey, everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. Let's see.
Okay, so the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress.
What's the gist of it?
The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
It doesn't check out to me.
It feels as if this didn't quite go as it should have. But
that's all for now.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
Interesting. Bonuses? Learning cap for logics raised to 4. Difficulty to all for seek passives. Interesting. Cool. Interesting. We can actually upgrade logic quite a lot now. I think I'm gonna do that because logic seems quite important.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Sign?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even
So
now,
basically a
our
vibe
sign
check.
synchronisation
Gotcha.
is way off. I'll see what I can do.
So the sticker on the padlock, can you tell me anything about it?
A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Why describe it if you already know what I mean? I mean, that's true.
So I can hear you do it. Sometimes the outside gaze helps us reflect on things.
Noid, don't bother our guests with your games.
Piss off, Andre. Me and Mr. Cop are trying to discuss art.
Can't be all drum and bass culture where you sit in a club smoking and nodding to the beat. It's an English thing. No respect here.
You shouldn't talk like that.
I don't mind a little foul language here and there.
Cool. The ban on foulness. That's the moralist plot to alienate us from our bodily function so they can control us more fully. Anyhow, what was the sticker like?
Okay, it's a yellow circle with the human face, 2 X's for the eyes, a smile underneath. I think the X's mean the guy is dead.
Good, good. What did you want to know?
Was I right? Is the dead guy smiling?
Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right, and I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race.
Really?
Really?
I mean, I like drum and bass, Snarky, and I enjoy going to clubs and stuff. Why do you think that's so...
We're all the same. Same eyes, same smiles.
Hello, Ark. How are you doing? Okay, what does it mean?
He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history...
Tired. And then you've got a full day of the marathon again today.
Smile, then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths.
It's very different from rave culture because it comes from a different subculture. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Snarky.
The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels...
Because I love Oh, okay, I understand.
Or
okay.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
Or drugged out of his mind, come to think of it.
Everyone loved it and used it in different places, so thank you again. I'm so glad that people are using the artwork. That really makes my warms my heart. I'm gonna do something quickly. If you're not following Ark, you should follow Ark. She has organized a huge charity event. Did you see the builder interviews? Your pieces in front and center. I haven't seen the builder interviews. I haven't had time. But I heard that it was a hit, and that means very much to me. People should follow Ark. She's organized the Tomb Raider charity event. She's lovely. And a wonderful friend. Could also be drugged out of his mind.
Or in a clinical coma. All glad to be dead. But those versions suck.
I think we've exhausted the subject.
One could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
What about now? Are the signs right now?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
I'm very glad that it was a hit and that the interviews went well and everything was good, though. That makes me very happy, Ark. I know that I can't always be around, but I'm happy that what I did meant something. So I'm very glad for that. Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
The sickest? That's perhaps why it should be researched.
The supernatural, so you think it's real, that it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed
German
to
based.
exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs.
Yeah. Ark, could you do me a huge favor? When people are applying for the November event, could you please let me know when that's happening so that I can get involved? Because I wanted to get involved with the event over this weekend, but like, I've got very bad ADHD. There was no way I was going to check Discord at the exact right time to get involved. So I need someone to actually message me and tell me, hey, if you want, let you know when the sign. Yeah, because there's no way. Like, I'm in so many Discords. There's no way I'm gonna be able to know. We'll be mid-October. That's perfect.
Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
What does this mean? We need sign matching?
Yes. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this would be by getting us into the church.
Okay. Cool. I think we spoke to everyone, but we have to go back to you.
Hello again.
Others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, Crab Man, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent.
Damn.
He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
You're wrong. I do believe you.
Why?
What would you stand to gain? Strange things happen.
Okay then. They certainly do around me.
I'd like to talk more about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Ah, okay.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
Okay, so we want more logic. Perfect. I really want some tea before we bust open the church, though. I'm also gonna save, because, yeah, I'm gonna quick save. I'm gonna go make some tea, so I'll be right back. See you all in a couple minutes. Well, actually, I need to wait for the freaking kettle to boil. Yeah, see you all. Alright, I'm back. Sorry that I look like... Sorry that I look like I'm about to, break into a bank, but my face is freaking cold. Like, you have no idea. Okay. Got some tea. Alright, let's get into the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you.
Open padlock
lock
with key.
turns easily.
Let's go.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
Okay.
In the heart of the city.
Interesting. Oh? You should walk here, not run. Okay. Looks half finished. Feels like trying to become one with the church. Okay. Some long forgotten style. Interesting. Filled with complex equations. They look recent. Okay.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore.
Interesting.
Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Interesting.
It's unnerving.
Stomp your feet and clap your
You
hands.
produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total.
This place has, what do they call it? Acoustic stuff. I don't know. Miba, what do you call it? The stuff you put up on walls and stuff makes it acoustic. Miba, I need your help.
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable.
Sound dampening. There we go. Thank you. Whatever it is definitely real. Something odd is happening around us. What it was in the universe.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up the bell
The
tower.
orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Try to see beyond the shadows. Come on.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you. through all the other shadows.
Oh god, on the ceiling?
Yes. The darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Follow the shadows'
It's not
movements.
a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Oh?
Officer, is there something up there?
Oh no. You've lost sight of it. Where did it go? Prepare for an attack.
Blink.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Oh.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Yeah. That is so creepy. Oh my god.
Is that a man? A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The Crab Man.
Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze. Then speaks.
Disco Elysium. Yeah.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
He's hanging on the fucking ceiling.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem and it's getting out of hand. I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about this alcohol use. Hell, oh hell no, run away.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
I'm very in touch with my I'm very in touch with my suffering. Yeah.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
If the lieutenant agrees, then maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention. Look at these crazies. What is this? A fucking intervention?
Fuck you, Crabman! You don't tell us what to do! Tell him!
For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me.
Wait, do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
Their business looks promising. Just a great idea. You should support it.
Absolutely, man. Wouldn't bother me none to have them spin music in here. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Might even be nice to have some company.
Hey, welcome to our nightclub. There's a strange man who lives in the bell tower, by the way. just don't pay him any mind. Just enjoy the music. Don't worry about the man living in the fucking bell tower.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Do you know where the other spooker is? Point to strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what he's saying here. I think that's Spanish. So wait, there is another person living in the church, and it's Veta?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, you're more like a Spider-Man. So if you're not a crab, then what are you? Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
What were you before you became a crabman?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are
that makes
dated.
sense.
Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memory, a certain portent of doom.
Nah, Essay, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name is Harriet Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Freighter.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
His limbs are mere shadow below the ceiling. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Essay. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
You sure you just didn't switch from one drug to another for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Let's agree to disagree.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what
time.
you're doing in the
Don't sweat
church.
it. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Can you sing for me? Sing me something.
I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
Okay.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Oh.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Okay then, thanks. There's just a man in the ceiling. Must bring herself up 1 pain threshold. Depicting a deer. Obscuring the view. Spider spun his web around the wall. Okay. Fascinating. Endlessly fascinating. Bushy tape recorder. 2 decks of reel tape spinning on empty. Electrical current from outside into this antenna. Okay.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
Okay.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
Wait, let me just investigate. Step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March.
Okay.
Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Okay.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Looked inside the call, but the tape on the filament just said log Feb to March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Okay.
Maybe he knows something.
Password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
I think I may have the right password for the personal log. Oh?
Good. Please.
Let's look around. Maybe he knows something.
Received. I will. Fortress Accident. Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still.
Okay, interesting. I guess we can ask the guy. The crabman. But if I put this on, I get rid of the necktie, don't I? What happens if you get rid of the necktie, out of curiosity? Nothing.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard the V to say the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
First degree murder investigation in Martinez.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Okay.
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita.
Okay then.
I
Thanks.
think we're done here, Essay.
Interesting.
That was an interesting conversation.
It really was.
However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Interesting. Cool. Struggling with Twitch there, Miba. That's fair. Twitch is difficult to unravel. Okay.
The machine's keyboard is the speaker.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Elysium Rapid
Try this again. I think I may have the
Please
password.
repeat. Is good. Please repeat the password.
Life after death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Okay.
Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress Accident, like the one in the commercial, in the Doom commercial area?
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Okay.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the Doom commercial area.
Interesting.
Anything else I can help you with?
It's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Press off silence.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press print.
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read the printout.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church, the door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Think this log. Read out the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting.
Wait, narcotics? Looked around the derelict building.
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
Fair. Read the third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Read the fourth entry.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art, drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Read the 5th entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
Interesting.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the 6th entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Right towards the silence.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again.
Okay.
Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
She must be describing herself.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
Read the 10th entry.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Okay, interesting.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
What is it?
I think I'll let you work. Okay.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Kneel.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Interesting. Close your eyes first.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope.
Open your eyes.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
It's compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
How did I know this mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time.
Okay.
An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Interesting.
Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Right, where's this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the Antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history.
Okay.
The DeLorean era.
Damn.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No, there was something bad about her. I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
Ooh, what happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
Okay.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Okay.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Glowing lens, that's fucked up. Why did we tolerate this bourgeois woman for so long before we shot her?
She introduced us to the idea of public education, retirement, and modern diplomacy.
Interesting.
Either way, this church, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in.
This is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of this place? You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Okay.
Well,
Who conducted the search?
your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
You're not sure? 3
precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten.
Interesting.
It happened a while ago. It's an important to our business in Martinez now.
Reconstruct the cracked glass. Let's see if I get it.
The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you do not know.
Turn away.
Yes. What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Hey, are you the lead programmer of Vuriel on Earth by any chance?
Yes. Or, no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you and what are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Okay.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Have you seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
But you know he's around?
Yes.
He's seen you? He must have seen you.
And?
This guy's probably not a big deal then.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna? Point to it.
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN Prefect's processing unit.
Wait, what?
RAIN Prefect. My radio computer.
And that antenna is... it's a processing unit?
Yes. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
I don't really know much about anything in this world, to be honest.
Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Wait, what's on air?
On the front. The unified front of radio waves. Licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region.
Okay.
It's all around us. That's what on air means.
And the AR-1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. And you're not helping.
What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIN Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything.
Great.
Next question. What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said.
Ah.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is this hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world, what does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
That has holes in it? Doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to be ceased. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
Interesting.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think the crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
Interesting.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world. For now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about annoyed dance music?
What? I hate it.
Okay, wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it?
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right, but how do you feel about a club for annoyed dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice. Maybe some community space to help the elderly. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for annoyed dance music. They said it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Alright. Okay. Almost have to end for the day, actually. Oh, this looks like a glitch.
Hi again. So, How are things going?
About the church, I checked it out.
And? What happened?
Talked to the crabman.
Oh man! Who is he? What did you think?
Gave me an odd lecture on alcoholism before rambling on and on about mother's love.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's
He clearly
doing in
enjoys
church?
the physical activity. The guy climbs like a freak.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
He keeps himself physically active, thinks spiritual thoughts, and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? Actually told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Suno, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? The spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
Okay, maybe I'm kind of feeling it. The love? No, I'm not really feeling it at all.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise.
She
About the dance
did
club
not
idea.
like the Anoidic dance club
Yeah,
idea.
what a pity. That's my favourite thing in the world. And she doesn't like it at all.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
That she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, honour man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist! Coexist!
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
She absolutely does not. She truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
Okay, I'm gonna try again.
Nothing jumps out to you. Nothing out of the ordinary.
But Suna said they haven't been honest with me.
Haven't they? Or maybe it's that mean programmer herself who's been lying to you. How about you get out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to think clearly.
That's it for now.
Goodbye, officer.
I love how this game sets it up so that you get additional points with regards to rolling. Okay, convince Suna. I don't know if we can, but I can try at least.
Hey, her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the Headless Fallen Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
This is a task of mine now.
So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
Cool. I'll give it.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass.
Looks like I
Creep
can't
runs
give
across
this
the length of her body.
figurine to her.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you.
Don't know why. But here we are. Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre and he wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on, you don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
Are you bitter because of your radio game? Your radio game project failed?
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
Convince her to cooperate with the Ravers.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in the church next to a boom boom anymore. Think about it. Next to the boom boom anymore.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. Touches her hair.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Do you mean the Studio Fortress accident in the doomed commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
Actually, I've already been inside the doomed commercial area.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
And where exactly is the offsite copy?
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
Oh, I found the notes in the iceberg fridge. I found a note from the iceberg fridge. Said the offsite copy has been moved to a safer place.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Suislov.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Suliswov Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Why can't you go and get the filament yourself? What is an offsite copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project.
I mean, yeah, I knew that.
The radio we were working on.
I was just curious.
It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Why couldn't you go and get the filament yourself?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Why does she think you're part of the curse?
Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
Don't really get with the times. It's only because of their socio-economic situation.
Yes, but she literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rame Civic. I'm not making this up.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic.
By the way, we put a dead body in the fridge.
Wait, what? Whose dead body?
You know, we don't actually have to tell the entire world about the fridge.
Whose body is it?
Don't worry, I put it there temporarily. It's all part of an official police investigation.
You put it there? You put a dead body inside the Ice Bear fridge.
Yeah, that's what I said in the first place.
Okay. Very cool. Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
We would appreciate it if you kept this knowledge to yourself, miss.
Who would I tell? My mother? I don't have anyone to tell. And if I did, I wouldn't. I don't care.
Okay.
Thanks. And here's my Kvalsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the Kvalsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund.
About the offside?
Yes? Thanks.
Okay. Oh, we're meant to walk in here. Open lock containers in the world. That's so cool. That's really cool. Okay. Map.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Crack open the lid.
Ice squeaks beneath your Kvalsund multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before.
Turn the crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Wait, did I lose the tool? Oh, I still have it. Okay.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the Ice Bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Wait, I can't leave? Wait, why can't I...
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked... Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the Ice Bear fridge. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Very smart. Opening the lid should be much easier after the ice cream maker has defrosted.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Alright.
Ice squeaks beneath your Kvalsund multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before. And it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk up and get stronger.
Okay. Nerd-ass skill, yeah. Hey, Inferno, how are you? Oh, I actually have to end stream now because I'm leaving at 2:30, so I actually need to stop. I like your thief gear. Thank you. It's cold. It's freezing. So I've got a freaking mask on. It's wild. Try and catch the next stream. Yeah, I've gotta make food. Gotta get ready because I'm going to a friend's place. Let me drop a save. But we could probably raid someone. Drop a save, drop a quick save, because I want to lose progress. Main menu, confirm. Alright, let's see who we can raid.